What if I told you that someone walking among us right now is actually from the future? What if they held secrets to events that haven't even happened yet? It sounds like a movie, but for some people, this is their reality. Today we're diving deep into the most insane, the most unbelievable, and the most compelling time travel claims ever made. We've scoured the internet, ancient archives, declassified files to bring you 8 individuals who swore they broke the laws of physics. Some became legends, others were exposed as frauds, but every single one will make you question what's real. We're going to put their stories to the ultimate test. Soldiers from a dystopian future, stock market geniuses who couldn't lose, pilots who flew into a different time. Each story is crazier than the last, and we're going to break down every single detail. We'll look at the proof, the predictions, and the massive holes in their stories. By the end, you get to be the judge. Who is telling the truth? Who is the biggest liar of all time? Get ready. This is a roller coaster of conspiracies, mysteries, mind-bending paradoxes. The question isn't just if time travel is possible, but if it has already happened. We're counting down the top 8, and the number 1 spot will completely change how you see the world. This is the definitive investigation into the greatest mystery of our time. Turn down the lights, get comfortable, prepare to have your mind blown. Okay, the countdown starts at 8. Who really came from the future? Kicking off our countdown at number 8 is the man who basically invented the internet time traveler trope, John Titor. He didn't just claim to be from the future, he showed up with a detailed backstory so compelling people still debate it 2 decades later. Picture the year 2000. The internet is the Wild West. On a public forum, a user called Time Travel Dero appears, later claiming the name John Titor. He says he's an American soldier from the year 2036, sent back on a mission. His mission: travel to 1975 to retrieve an IBM 5100. He claimed that machine could debug a massive 2038 Unix-style crisis. He said the IBM 5100 had a secret function to translate between programming languages, the key to saving the future. It sounded technical and oddly plausible. He answered hundreds of questions from curious forum users. He described his time machine: a C204 gravity distortion time displacement unit installed in a 1967 Chevrolet Corvette. He posted photos of the device and scanned pages from its supposed manual. Then the predictions: a U.S. Civil War around 2004-2005, escalating into a brief but intense World War III in 2015. Russia launching nuclear strikes on major American cities. Nearly 3 billion people dead. Coming in at number 7 is a story so perfect it feels like it was ripped straight from a Hollywood script. Meet Andrew Carlson, the man who couldn't lose. The story goes that in early 2003, the FBI and the SEC were stumped. They had flagged a man who had turned an initial investment of just $800 into a staggering $350 million in only 2 weeks. This wasn't just a lucky streak, it was statistically impossible. He made 126 consecutive high-risk trades, and every single one was a massive winner. When the authorities finally cornered him, they arrested him on suspicion of insider trading. But when they interrogated him, Carlson's confession was something they could have never prepared for. He looked them dead in the eye and said he wasn't getting insider tips from anyone in this century. He calmly stated he was a time traveler from the year 2256. The stock market's volatility, he explained, was a known historical fact in his time, making it easy for him to predict winners. This 4-hour confession was apparently mind-blowing. He offered dates of the Iraq invasion and even the cure for AIDS, but refused to reveal his time machine, fearing it would fall into the wrong hands. The story exploded. It was first published by the Weekly World News, a tabloid famous for Bat Boy and alien presidents. Soon, mainstream portals picked it up and the legend went global. Then came the kicker. Authorities had no records, no mugshot, no statement. Believers cried cover-up. But the truth: big red hoax. It originated as tabloid fiction, misread as fact online. No credible evidence, no witnesses, no arrest logs. A digital age folktale we wanted to believe. At number 6, a story so bizarre and convoluted. This is the tale of Al Bielek. Survivor claim: the Philadelphia experiment. 1943. An invisibility test goes catastrophically wrong. Bielek claimed he was aboard as Edward Cameron. He said the ship didn't just disappear. It teleported through space and time to 2137. They recovered from radiation burns, then were sent to 2749, floating cities ruled by a synthetic intelligence, before being returned, not to 1943, but to 1983. Government mind control, he said, erased Edward Cameron and implanted the identity Al Bielek. He lived normally until the Philadelphia experiment film triggered a deluge of memories. He claimed re-recruitment into the Montauk Project, psychological warfare, teleportation, time travel, even trips to Mars in 100,000 BC. His talks brimmed with jargon, dates, names, photos, and papers. Investigators dismantled it. The Navy called it a hoax. Logs disproved the ship's presence. His birth certificate showed he was born Al Bielek. The Edward Cameron persona appears fabricated. Chapter 4. Our number 5 spot goes to a classic. A story told around campfires and late-night radio. It's the tragic and mysterious case of Rudolph Fentz. The story begins on a warm evening in June 1951 in the heart of Times Square. Witnesses saw a man appear out of nowhere. Bewildered, long black coat, tall top hat, button-up shoes. Before anyone could react, he was struck and killed by a taxi. At the morgue, his pockets yielded impossibilities. A beer token. A bill for a horse and carriage from a non-existent livery. $70 in immaculate, outdated notes. A business card. Rudolph Fentz, Fifth Avenue. A letter postmarked June 1876. Captain Hubert Ream, the legend says, chased the truth through dusty archives. The address was a business, no Fentz resident. No 1870s missing persons match. The case went cold. Years later, a directory named Rudolph Fentz Jr. at that address, and records showed he vanished in spring 1876, age 29. Timelines aligned. The man who died in 1951 matched the man who vanished in 1876. A strange man. Antique artifacts. A dedicated detective. A shocking conclusion. For years, it was touted as a true NYPD mystery, a glitch in the universe. But the twist, a masterpiece of fiction. Researcher Chris Aubeck traced it to Jack Finney's 1951 short story, I'm Scared and Colliers. Retellings blurred fiction into fact. The legend grew into a classic urban myth. Chapter 5. Coming in at number 4 is a modern personal tale that went viral. Håkan Nordqvist, Sweden, August 30, 2006. A simple leak under the sink. Reaching farther, the cabinet kept going. A long, dark tunnel with light at the end. He crawled through and emerged, into his own kitchen, but different. An old man. Same smile, same eyes, same tattoo. The old man introduced himself. Håkan Nordqvist. He was face to face with himself 40 years later. They shared memories only he would know. Future Håkan spoke of what was to come, details he wouldn't reveal. To prove it, he filmed them and their tattoos, then crawled back with the evidence, posted it, and the internet exploded. Was it real? The footage was low-res. The future looked identical to the present. Truth. A brilliant campaign by AMF, the pension and insurance company. It's good to know what your future looks like. Actors, a blog, and a myth engineered to go viral. A hoax, but an ingenious one that captured millions. Chapter 6. At number 3, in 1935, RAF Air Vice Marshal Sir Victor Goddard flew from Andover to Edinburgh. He passed over Drem, derelict hangars, weed-cracked runways, cows grazing. Satisfied, he flew on. A bizarre storm slammed his plane. Brownish-yellow clouds, turbulence so severe he lost control. As he fought the spiral, he emerged into sudden sunshine. Over Drem again. But the airfield was transformed, alive with activity. Mechanics wore blue, not brown. 3 bright yellow biplanes, and a strange monoplane he didn't recognize. Baffled, he flew back into the same storm. He emerged into ordinary weather and landed, shaken. In 1939, with war, Drem was reactivated. Training planes were painted yellow. mechanics changed to blue. The monoplane was the Miles Magister. Goddard had apparently seen the future. Skeptics cite hypoxia or stress-induced hallucination. Believers call it a classic time slip. Minutes stolen from tomorrow. Chapter 7. We're down to our final two. Connected stories. At number 2, Charlotte Moberly. In August 1901, two respected English academics, Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain, visited Versailles. They took a wrong turn. The world dimmed, colors flattened, a weight in the air. They saw men like palace officials in tricorn hats and green-gray coats. Everything felt staged, unreal. A woman and a girl in period dress. A small kiosk with two unsettling men. Landmarks absent from their map. Then a lady sketching. Light dress, shady white hat, fair hair. Moberly felt it was Marie Antoinette herself. A pockmarked man urged them to go another way, and the spell lifted. Tourists and color returned. A week later, their notes aligned. Research matched 18th century maps. They believed they'd slipped to August 10, 1792. Their account, an adventure, 1911, became a cornerstone time slip case. Chapter 8. And at number 1, Eleanor Jourdain. Why the top spot? Because her corroboration elevated a strange tale into a phenomenon. Two independent academics, principals at Oxford, trained critical thinkers, reporting the same oppressive air, out-of-place officials, flat light. She noted extra details. A plow, a farmhouse, a woman and girl in a doorway, later tied to historical tableau. They revisited, but never found that path. The kiosk and bridge were gone. Their research even linked the pockmarked man to the Comte de Vaudreuil. Skeptics argued costumes, parties, or memory contamination. SPR probed. Moberly and Jourdain held firm. Not time travel, but retrocognition. A psychic brush with the past. A tragedy imprinted on Versailles. Outro, and there you have it. 8 of the most mind-bending time travel claims in history. From a soldier warning us about a war that never came, to 2 academics who walked through a memory of the French Revolution. Hoaxes, urban legends, stories that still don't have a clear explanation. Is time a straight line, or can it be bent, broken, and revisited? Are these liars, the unwell, or pioneers who broke the universe? The line between conspiracy and hidden truth is thin. Fence and Nordqvist were fakes. Versailles remains deeply mysterious. The evidence is just compelling enough to ask, what if? We've laid out the evidence, the theories, the debunkings. Now I want to know what you think. Which story do you believe? Was John Titor real? Did Moberly and Jourdain see Marie Antoinette? Comment below, like, and subscribe. This rabbit hole goes way deeper. Thanks for watching.